Guys, family, friends. It's another edition of the Cook and the Coach podcast. I'm Baeza. I'm the coach.
I'm Kenny. I'm the cook. Thank you for listening, everybody. Yeah, this will be a little bit of a longer episode than what we did last time. It
Just
was
a little bit
so
longer.
it was
Just
so
slightly
rushed.
longer.
Oh, dude, we were both so miserably tired. It was such a problem. Oh
I
man,
think it was a 10-minute episode.
less than that. It was literally like 6 minutes.
I love it.
It was like it might even be a little bit less. But yeah, from like trimming out any little bits. Yeah, it's crazy. We've never done such a short one.
Could we get into the Guinness Book of World Records for the shortest podcast ever?
Oh, someone's got to be aiming for that already. We could try, but the real question is there any substance? Like, what qualifies? Like, what's the parameters? Podcasts are too ambiguous. It could be anything.
I think it's worth looking into.
I think you're right.
Couple Googles.
Yeah, just Google
it's
it
worth
up.
a couple Googles.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree. Yeah, dude. How's your back feeling? I know you were feeling a little bit rough when we were recording. Is it feeling any better now?
Oh yeah. So if you guys tuned into the extremely short episode that we had last time, my back. I don't know if I mentioned this to Ken during this whole time, but I was in writhing pain the entire time I was sitting at the computer with Ken figuring things out and recording. Like unbelievable pain.
Dang.
And you guys know me; I'm too stubborn to take, Tylenol or Advil pills. I just don't do that. I just never did that thing. I mean, playing college ball, I saw people eat like 20 of those like candy during a game. So I knew that wasn't the route I wanted to go. So I always studied out with pain. I went, it got a little bit better the morning of, not a lot better, but a little bit better. And then the day after that, yesterday, I went and saw my guy, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't know, shout out to Josh Wentz. He's my bodyworks guy, one of the best bodyworks guys in the cities. Works on a couple Vikings players. Went to him. He got me right. He was like, "Oh yeah, like it's not even your back. It's like all these other things that are like making your back in terrible shape." He loosened some things up, and I almost PR'd a squat today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it's quick how 24 hours can make a difference if you get the right treatment.
Wow. That's wild.
This is why I don't go to doctors. maybe this is a dive to the segments for this week. But guys, so I think there's a misconception about what doctors are in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Doctors are super smart people. They're some of the brightest of our society. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
But the thing about general practitioners, general doctors, family doctors, they go to undergrad and they go to med school for another 8 years, whatever it is. They're not getting an in-depth knowledge of a certain practice. Unless they're like a surgeon or unless they're like, something like specific, for something else like specific. If you're like a family doctor, you're there to see someone with, pain or something's wrong. You look at them for 10 minutes, you write them a prescription for a drug, and you're out. They don't really know anything in depth about anything. They just have a very wide-based knowledge of most things medical. What you want to do if you're an athlete or someone who just likes to work out, you have some joint pain, some muscle pain, something along that area. So you hear something like you're working out, you go see a specialist. You see a PT. You see someone like Josh who has a degree in athletic training, who specializes in body work. You see a masseuse therapist. You seek out someone like that. Seek out these people who specialize in certain areas of the body, not just some general family doctor. And the thing, and this is important at the high school level. At the high school level, if you get a doctor's note after you got injured, you go to a doctor, they're going to write a note saying you can't compete or do anything for 2 weeks, which is what you don't want. You don't want that because A, the doctor's not going to fix you. and B, you can't be part of your sport for 2 weeks. What you want to do is go to your school's athletic trainer or go see someone that you trust, like a chiropractor, your family. Well, actually, I don't like chiropractors, that's a different story. You see a PT, you see a bodywork specialist, you see an athletic trainer, you see even like an EMS guy. They're gonna help you out way more and get you right back on track and actually address the problems you have, rather than not addressing the problem at all and being out for 2 weeks. If I would have went to the doctor, like my mom said, God bless my mother, she's amazing, but she told me to go see a doctor. I said, no, it's not the case. So
Right.
if I went to go see a doctor, he'd be like, oh, just use some bed rest, here's some Tylenol, and rest for 2 weeks. And I would have been able to medically go and compete at my meet. I go see my guy Josh, who knows pretty much everything you can possibly know about the human body in that aspect. He fixed me up in half hour, 24 hours later, I'm squatting the most I've squatted in probably a month. So guys, I highly recommend, unless you have to go to a general doctor, don't. See someone who specializes in the field that you are seeking. So that is my coaching segment for today. I'll give an update about my training and stuff, about my meet. But first, Ken, let's hear your cooking segment for this week.
Yeah. So shout out Great British Baking Show. So every week we've been watching that as a family. And it's so good. It'll be spoilers, so if you want to watch it, just skip ahead. But last week, or this past Sunday, was when we were watching the final episode. How they do it is it's like a elimination type show. So every week, one more baker will like leave the tent where they do all their bakes, and the final has 3 different bakers facing off. And the 3 bakers facing off, it was so great. It was let's see, what were the names? It was like Peter, Dave, and Laura, for anyone watching, and it was so good. It was so fun. My family was, we really liked Peter. We really didn't like Dave throughout most of the show, and Laura we were like kind of rooting for. We were like more ambivalent about her, but like the episode before, Dave was, because he was very like robotic, very like, he just didn't present himself super well, and we just didn't like him. And then at the end we were like, I think he's like a nervous guy, and I think he's actually getting better, and you seeming more confident. And then all of a sudden all of us were like started laughing really hard because we were basically just hating this nervous dude who was one of the best bakers in the tent. And so basically we were just happy for anybody to win. And again, spoiler, Peter, the one who I'd been rooting for since week 1, came through. I'm so happy about it. When we were playing Among Us, Baez, the other day,
Yeah.
and Taylor was like, "Oh, did you watch it?" And like, oh, you kind of look like Peter from the show. Remember that?
I do remember Taylor saying that. Yes.
Okay. So I want to share. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen with you, and you can tell me if you think they're right. I see a bit of a resemblance, but hold on.
If you want to see what Ken's showing me, go to youtube.com/thecook-and-coach.
Indeed. All right.
Go like and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay, here it is.
Give the video a thumbs up.
Yeah. All right, can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
All right, hold on. Come on, share it. What the heck? There it is. Do you see?
That is your cousin.
I know, right? It's so wild.
If it's not you, it's definitely Henry.
I know. Oh, it's so funny, dude.
It's like a mix between you and Henry, for sure.
Yeah. I was watching it, and I like leaned over to my sister. I'm like, because he has a twin, and they would show scenes like back home, like with him with his family, and I'd be like, does Peter look to us like we look to other people? And she's like, I don't know. And now
this is uncanny.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's
kind of wild. But
you can pass 100%, or his brother. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. But yeah, he was so good. He killed it. He absolutely killed it. We were literally cheering for this last episode like it was a sports game. Like, it was so close. Like, it was so fun. And Peter almost didn't finish his showstopper. It really came down to the last couple seconds. And then when he finally like set the last thing on top, all of us were like, yeah! Like cheering crazy loud. Like it was like someone hit like, whatever. It was just so crazy. But yeah, shout out him. He's like a college student right now. And what's cool about when you like win or even are a finalist in the show, or even are just successful in general in the show, people, you make a good connection with the fans. Like oftentimes you get a book deal. And so I'm really excited to see if or when he ends up doing that, because like the winner always gets a book deal. So I really, when that comes out, I'm getting that 100%. But
There you go.
yeah, it was really great, man. It was a solid season. It was so peaceful. It was interesting the way that they were shooting it. They normally, so for people unfamiliar, it's just like non-professional bakers, like amateur bakers will come from like around the country. They submit, they like essentially like audition and try to see if they can be on the show. And then those people are selected and they get to go to the like this baking tent every year. And normally they shoot it like documentary style. So like on the weekends, they take like a train out to this, I don't know, this rural area of the UK, and they shoot like an episode. One person goes home and all the rest of them like go back to their homes. They practice throughout the week, work their regular jobs, and then go back again. But what's interesting about this season is that this is like obviously COVID. And so I was like not even sure if they're going to do the show, but they figured out, they basically just did a bubble. And it worked really great. And they did a shortened version. So I think they filmed everything within, I want to say 6 weeks rather than I think 10. So that's a little bit different. It was a little bit more rushed. It was kind of crazy because a lot of them, like a few of them got to bring some of their kids, but the Dave guy I mentioned, one of the finalists, he had to leave his pregnant wife at home while he was baking for 6 weeks. So it's like people had to like really make sacrifices and come through for it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. And then at the end of the show, they always have, I know, right? And normally at the end of the show, they'll have all of their families and friends and like close friends come and cheer on the finalists, and then all the other people who had been on the show. But obviously safety hazard this year. So they literally just had the crew come and cheer them on. But yeah, it was so fun. It's one of my favorite shows. And yeah, there's a bunch of seasons on Netflix, and the way that they release it lately has just been so great. So check it out if you're looking for something like very calm to watch. And they're amateur bakers, but they're really good, and everyone's so supportive. The way that they shoot the show is really, really nice, and it's really funny. It's like really good British kind of comedy, kind of elevated and strange, and yeah. So I would definitely recommend it to anybody. It was such a fun season. It was so good, like just chilling with my family and just having that be a thing that we did every week. It was great. So yeah, I'll check it out if you're interested.
Hear about the show is like it's very relaxing and calming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just like a chill night in. That's like the show you put on.
Oh, it's great. It's great, and it's fun too because you get to like choose. It's all like so supportive and lighthearted that you feel even more comfortable to be like mean and hate certain characters, or like really be like in love with a character. Like almost every season I've had, yeah, there's always been like a girl in the show that have been like, oh, that's wifey this season, and just cheer her on, and like, or like have like a person on the show that we all hate, and they're like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, like, oh, look at his technique, his form, and just shit on him like crazy. So
love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. I don't think you've even seen an episode, have you?
I haven't, but I might now.
Oh, you might have to.
Got some free time coming up in a couple weeks here. Might take a time to watch it. Who knows?
I was gonna ask you, refresh my memory, what do you use for your music streaming? Is it Amazon Music, Google Play? Which one do you use? I know you were doing Tidal. I use Spotify. What do you use again? Yeah, you YouTube Music, right?
Right. So I used to be on the big Tidal train. For the time when I used it, I actually liked it a lot. I think Tidal it has a lot of advantages that other streaming services don't. But for me, I found that just getting YouTube Premium and then just doing music that way, making my playlist that way, discovering new music that way, it's so much easier. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, YouTube is the app I use the most.
For sure.
So it just makes sense. It's like, well, I hate ads on the platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm already spending money on this other app, but I don't use Tidal that often, except when I actually do listen to music.
Right.
So it just makes so much more sense to get YouTube Premium and then cut the $20 a month from Tidal. It's made
True.
so much more sense.
That's true.
So
YouTube Premium is good too. I did a trial of it, and I think I forgot to
dude,
cancel it, so I paid for a month of it, and I honestly didn't
game
mind it. It
changer.
was good. It was good.
Game changer. It blows everything out of the water. Because if you want to download something and watch later, you can, like a podcast or like a TV show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't need internet to do that. You can just do that automatically. You can make your own playlists.
Mm-hmm.
It'll show you new songs that come out. It just does everything for you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's really good. I think I'm
No
still choosing
ads
Spotify
whatsoever.
over it. Yeah, no ads on YouTube is a big plus.
And that's the thing. It's not even just with the music. You just no ads on YouTube in general.
Yeah, for everything, dude, it's gonna take me a while to get used to that again. I really
Yeah,
hate the ads.
they're the
But the reason
worst.
I asked though is because Spotify does this thing that if you're on Instagram, you've probably seen a million of these. But they do like 2020, like your year wrapped up. Like, what have you been listening
Ugh.
to the most? And it gives you the analytics of it.
It was fun for like a day.
Oh,
And
but
like when everyone's constantly posting it, it's like we get it. You listen to music, dude.
oh yeah,
There's
yeah, yeah,
there's an Instagram account that I follow called like Do With the Sign.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
saw
sign.
that
I'm just
one.
like we get it. You listen to music. Like
I saw that one. Oh
your
yeah,
music
it's
tastes aren't that unique, dude. Like
no,
it's fine. It's
it's
fine.
not. Do you have any? Does YouTube do anything like that where it shows you like anything about like music analytics or like what you like to listen to a lot or anything like that?
Not that I've seen. I mean,
Mm,
they might. I have no idea though. I haven't seen anything that where they show you the analytics of the data you're consuming or stuff. I feel like YouTube kind of keeps it under wraps because they're on my Google and they can, but I haven't seen
sure.
anything like that.
I would just be curious to see because for me, I wasn't that shocked like about like my top artists and such, but it was. I always think it's kind of interesting to see. Like, I would be really curious. Like, I'm sure the weekend would be up there for you because they'll show you like
For
what
sure,
percentage
for
of
sure.
like of that person like you are of a fan of a person and such. But
I think the reason
I was
they
just curious.
don't is because YouTube is not a strictly music service
Right.
or audio service. It's basically a video sharing social media platform.
Mm,
So any content that's video can be shared on YouTube. So therefore, since they're not strictly a music format,
mm,
they don't really give out to you like consumer like your data on like the music you consume, right?
sure. Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
fair. They
I'm sure
should
they
do
keep it
something
for
like that though.
themselves. I'm sure they keep
Yeah.
it for themselves. Like they always report like the numbers for like the biggest artists and stuff on YouTube, but
Right.
they don't show like, hey, what's Johnny listening to in 2020? You're not gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. They should do
And
something
like,
like that though. I think it could be pretty funny to see like oh, I watched this many videos of moose being hit by cars or whatever weird categories. I feel like that would be interesting to people.
I mean, I'm sure they have it. I just don't think they're sharing it with the general public. You know, I'm
Right.
sure they have it.
Right. I think they should.
I think they just like release the numbers to like the record labels who like want to know what the artists are doing, and then that's it.
Did you want to was there something about Governor Waltz you wanted to talk about? I forget.
Yeah, basically, Waltz is if you live in the Twin Cities, you know, Waltz shuts down again. To be expected, not a big deal. Maybe well, it depends on how you look at it, but um, they're signing. I think either tomorrow or next week on the fate of high school sports once again. On what time they're going to start winter sports, what time they're going to start spring sports,
Right.
but this time around, it's much more. It's not a question about if we'll have sports because it's pretty much set in stone that we're gonna have sports. It's just how are we gonna go about it?
Mm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So whereas last time when we were in a situation, it was like, are we at football season or no? But
Mm,
now it's much more of okay, we're gonna have sports. We want it to happen. It's just how can we do it safely and what's the timeline? So that's what we're waiting for right now. So
right.
um for me, I'm not too worried about it because either way, it's going to be a few weeks out.
Hmm.
So I'm just focusing on my competition, and then whatever happens after that happens after that.
Yeah.
I'm planning on taking a good 2 week break from lifting. till New
Wow,
Year's,
nice. Good for you.
and then I'm gonna do like a month-long cut until my birthday,
Oh,
just
nice.
to get down. Because right now I'm weighing about 225, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel okay at that weight.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to compete in the future. I do want to compete at the lower weight class of
Mm.
93 kg. So I have to weigh. I would have to weigh around 210 during training, and then cut down to 205 for the competition
Right.
if I want to stay competitive in that. So I have to lose about 15 pounds if I want to compete in 93 kg.
Right.
So the for me the idea is that I would try to cut down about 10 pounds from
Mm-hmm.
January to my birthday, and then try to shut off another 5 pounds or so going into March.
Mm.
So that's
Nice.
the plan right now. Um,
That's
yeah,
cool.
I'm I'm
Good for
looking
you.
forward to my 2 week break because I need a break from these heavy weights.
Oh yeah.
I've been lifting hard and heavy for months and months. I mean, really all of 2020, if you really think about it. I've only had
Sure.
like a week and a half break from heavy stuff
Right.
in 2020.
That's
So
wild.
taking a full 2 weeks will be great for my body recovery because
Sure.
today I was squatting and I was putting up the weight fast, but my knees, I could tell they're just tired.
Really?
It's weird to say that my joints are tired, but like
Sure.
they need a break soon.
Mm-hmm.
And after next week, I'll get that break. So I'm excited for that.
Dude, I was gonna ask you, because you said you saw a Tenet, and then a little bit after that, you saw the theaters were closing again. I was gonna
Mm,
see it, but then they closed it. Is there a way to stream or like rent or view
don't stream
movies
it.
that would be in the theater?
Don't stream it.
Don't stream it.
This if there was ever a movie that was meant for the theater,
Yeah.
it's this movie.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
What only see Tenant if it's no longer gonna play in theaters. If it's gonna play in theaters like a month or two from now, wait,
Oh, just wait it out. Okay.
110%. I mean, I can't think of a movie that I've seen that was more made for the theater.
Mm.
Like
Wait a minute.
even more so than Interstellar,
Yeah.
even more so than Inception. Like this movie is meant to be seen in the theater.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I'll
You
hold
need
off
you
on it.
need you need to have the screen in your face. You need to feel the vibrations going to the floor. Like because it's
Mhm.
part of the storytelling.
Sure.
And it
Has
makes the emotionless scenes emotional. If
hmm.
that makes sense. You
Sure.
have
No.
to go
Yeah.
see it in theaters.
That's
It's just a
interesting.
must.
Okay. I'll wait to see it then. So I'm looking. Soul is still coming out, right? The
December
Pixar movie.
25th, Pixar,
Wow. Okay. Yeah. We'll have to
Disney
because
Plus,
I'm even thinking about. Oh, it's gonna be on Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, Christmas Day.
Ooh. Okay. Nice. Nice. Then I'll watch it on there, and we should talk about it when it comes out. It's looking.
Yeah.
Early ratings are looking very good. Metacritic has it at 89% right now. That's very good.
The thing about Pixar is if they're in the theater, you're gonna go see it in the theater. But
Yeah.
like you'll watch them at home too.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Like
You're
they
not missing
have
out on as much.
Pixar probably has the highest rewatchability of any movie company franchise. They probably have the most rewatchable movies on the planet.
Hmm. Hmm.
So to me, and part of that is because you get maybe not the same exact experience, but you get a pretty similar experience watching at home
Yeah.
than you do in the theater. So to
Mm.
me, this is actually a great move by Disney. It's just putting on Disney Plus. To me, it's a
Sure.
great idea.
I
You
think
know,
it's a good move. My brothers are coming over in a little bit here. We're gonna watch The Lighthouse. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I don't know much about it, but I've heard of it. I've seen a trailer.
It's this like black and white movie. It's like a
Robert
new
Pattinson,
movie.
right?
Robert Pattinson. I'm forgetting the guy who played Green Goblin versus like Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man.
Willem
Forgetting.
Dafoe.
Yeah, so they're basically the two people in the movie. I don't know if there's anybody else, and they're on like this island, I guess, or I don't know. We'll have to see. Apparently, it's really creepy and really good. But I'm gonna watch it. We should, depending on if I have strong thoughts about it, we might need to do an episode depending on how it goes. But
Yeah, for sure. I'd watch it. I did find out about my meet.
mm,
I was nervous. I was scared that I was gonna have to go into the 7 o'clock session
mm,
because I went. because I went and I told you the story about me coaching last second at the meet at the same exact place,
Yeah.
and I drove at 3 a.m. in the morning to get there and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was nervous because I thought I was have to be in the early session, like the 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Not like weigh in at 7, like compete at 7, which was going to be
Oof.
awful.
Yeah.
But guess where they put all the first time lifters? But for whatever reason, I don't know why. I don't know why. But this is by the grace of God. I actually got put into the perfect session. I got put at the noon weigh-in and the 2 o'clock start lift,
Ooh, that's
which
nice.
is
That's
like
very nice.
could not be any better. That's like
Wow.
could not be any better
That's
timing.
great. That is great.
So, and since it's a 4-hour drive, I was gonna get a hotel room the night before because I could be at 7. But no, F that. I'm gonna get an early night's sleep
Mm-hmm.
on Friday night, wake up at 7, leave by 8, get there exactly on time to weigh
Yeah.
in.
Yeah. Good. That's great. Oh
That's what
yeah,
I'm doing.
that early morning, maybe with the hotel, that would have been just really crappy.
Yeah, just get in the car, have a cup of coffee, listen to a podcast,
Mm-hmm.
crack some jokes on the way there, and then I drive back afterwards.
Easy.
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 Leave by 8, get back home by 8. That's the plan.
Ooh, that's good. That's so good. Dude, yeah, we're getting real close. We're gonna have to keep everyone updated on how things are coming up with that. It'll be great.
Yep, but I will be giving out the Twitch link to watch the meet.
Nice.
It will, yeah, we'll give out the Twitch link on the podcast page as well as the personal page.
Mm.
So podcast the coach, yeah, podcast the coach, and then my personal page BAEZATENSEIE on IG. I'll be posting in both places. Yeah, it'll be fun. Last time I was there, Amanda Lawrence was there. Probably pound for pound the strongest woman on the earth, or one of the strongest women on the earth. She set like 2 unofficial American records or world
Wow.
records. It was.
That's insane.
I don't know if I'll be doing that, but
Yeah.
if she rocked a stage like that, then I think it could probably set some lifetime PRs, if not some good numbers. I mean, either way, it'll be my PRs for a meet. So yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Yeah, dude, that'll be so great. Quick
Yeah.
shout out before we wrap up. I am cooking at Union Hmong Kitchen, as many of you know. Right now we just started a residency at Mid City Kitchen in
Yeah.
in St. Paul. So we're doing takeout now. I think we are doing takeout. I think it's like 4 to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. So yeah, come support, check it out. I'm excited. We're doing a couple new things right now. Kind of mixing up the menu a bit and doing like family style meals as well. So got some stuff cooking up. So come check us out.
Guys, that was another episode, a little bit longer than the last one. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for listening. Make sure to go like and subscribe to our pages, our YouTube page, Instagram page, all of that. And yeah, we'll have to figure out scheduling with the competition
True.
for when I can record and stuff. But either way, you'll figure it out. And yeah, thank you for listening.